Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, I want to share a story with you. It's a simple tale, but one that holds a profound lesson about life, choices, and the true nature of wealth. It's the story of the fish and the fishing rod. Once upon a time, nestled in a quiet village by a meandering river, lived a kind old man. His face was a map of wrinkles, each line telling a story of laughter and kindness. He spent his days walking along the riverbank, watching the water flow and listening to the birds sing. One sunny afternoon, as he was on his usual walk, he noticed something unusual. There, lying on the hot sand, was a small fish, its scales shimmering weakly under the sun. It was gasping, its tiny body writhing in a desperate struggle for survival. The old man's heart went out to the poor creature. Without a second thought, he gently scooped up the fish, his hands cupped carefully, and hurried to the water's edge. He lowered his hands into the cool river, and with a soft splash, the fish was free. It swirled around his fingers for a moment before darting a little further into the stream. The old man smiled, content with his small act of kindness. But then something magical happened. The fish didn't swim away. Instead, it turned back and spoke its voice like the gentle burbling of the river itself. "Thank you, kind man," it said. "You have saved my life, and for that I am eternally grateful. I wish to repay your kindness with a gift." The old man was astonished, but he listened intently. "I can offer you one of two things," the fish continued. "I can give you a large basket filled to the brim with the biggest, most delicious fish from this river. It will feed you and your family for many days. Or I can give you a fishing rod." The old man stood there, stroking his long white beard in thought. A basket of fish, that sounded wonderful. He was hungry, and the thought of a guaranteed meal was incredibly tempting. He could eat his fill tonight, tomorrow, and for many days after. It was an immediate solution to his immediate problem. No work, no effort, just pure reward. It was the easy choice, the path of instant gratification. He imagined the smell of the fish cooking over his fire, the full belly, the relief of not having to worry about his next meal. For a moment, he was almost convinced. But then, he thought a little deeper. What would happen after the fish were all gone? The basket would be empty, and he would be hungry again, right back where he started. He'd be standing by this same river with the same empty stomach, hoping for another miracle. The gift would be a temporary fix, a fleeting moment of abundance in a long life of uncertainty. Then he considered the second option, the fishing rod. A simple tool. It wasn't a meal in itself. It was just a piece of wood and string. It represented potential, not a finished product. It represented effort. He would have to learn how to use it, find the right bait, be patient, and spend his time waiting by the river. It wouldn't give him a meal right away. In fact, he might go home empty-handed the first day or even the second. It was the harder choice. It required an investment of his time and energy. But the old man realized the fishing rod offered something far more valuable than a basket of fish. It offered independence, it offered a skill, it offered a sustainable future. If he had the rod, he could come to the river whenever he was hungry. He wouldn't have to rely on the kindness of a magical fish or the luck of finding one washed ashore. He would be in control of his own destiny. He could provide for himself, not just for a week, but for the rest of his life. After a long moment of contemplation, the old man looked at the fish and smiled. "Thank you for your generous offer," he said, his voice firm and clear. "I have made my choice. Please give me the fishing rod." The fish seemed to smile back, its scales glinting in the sunlight. It understood. With a magnificent flick of its tail, a shimmer of light enveloped the water, and in its place, a beautiful golden fishing rod floated to the surface. It drifted gently into the old man's waiting hands. It felt warm and perfectly balanced, as if it were made just for him. From that day forward, the old man's life was transformed. Every morning, he would take his golden rod and head to the river. He learned the best spots, the right times of day, and the most effective techniques. Some days the catch was small, other days it was bountiful, but he never went hungry again. He always had enough for himself, and often he had more than enough. He became known in the village for his generosity, frequently sharing his catch with neighbors who were less fortunate. He taught the village children how to fish, sharing his knowledge as freely as he shared his food. Word of the old man and his magical fishing rod spread. Many people from his village and beyond heard the story. They learned of the choice he had been given. Hearing this, many of them sighed with regret. If only, they would say to each other, if only we had been given that choice. We would have chosen the fishing rod, we wouldn't be struggling now. But the truth was, life presents us with similar choices every single day, often in less magical forms. This story is a powerful metaphor for a principle that applies to so many areas of our lives. It is the classic dilemma of giving a man a fish versus teaching a man to fish. The fish represents a handout, a quick fix, an immediate but short-lived solution. Think about it in terms of money. You could win a small lottery prize. That's the basket of fish. It's exciting. It solves your immediate problems. But what happens when the money runs out? The fishing rod, on the other hand, represents financial literacy, learning how to invest, starting a business, or acquiring a valuable skill. It's the knowledge and the tools to generate your own wealth, your own fish, for a lifetime. It's about education. Cramming for a test to get a passing grade might feel like getting the basket of fish. You pass, you move on. But truly understanding the subject, mastering the concept, and being able to apply them in the real world, that's the fishing rod. That knowledge becomes a tool you can use forever. One is about short-term survival. The other is about long-term thriving. In our careers, we can choose jobs that are easy and comfortable but offer no room for growth. That's the basket of fish. Or we can take on challenging roles that push us to learn new skills, expand our abilities, and build a stronger foundation for our future. That's the fishing rod. The initial effort is greater, but the long-term rewards are exponentially larger. Even in our personal health and well-being, this principle holds true. A crash diet might help you lose a few pounds quickly, a basket of fish, but learning about nutrition, building consistent exercise habits, and understanding how to care for your body and mind for the long haul, that is the fishing rod. It's about building sustainable systems for success, not just chasing temporary outcomes. The people in the story who wished they had chosen the rod missed the point. The old man wasn't just given the rod, he chose it. He had the wisdom to look beyond his immediate hunger and see the greater value in empowerment and self-sufficiency. He chose the process over the prize. He chose learning over having. We all face these fish or fishing rod moments. It's the choice between binge-watching a series or reading a book that could change your perspective. It's the choice between buying a flashy new gadget or investing that money in a course to learn a new skill. It's the choice between taking the easy way out and taking the path that builds character and resilience. The key takeaway is to train ourselves to recognize these choices when they appear. Ask yourself, is this solving a problem for today, or is this building a solution for a lifetime? Is this giving me something, or is this teaching me something? The most powerful gifts are not the ones that fill our hands for a day, but the ones that empower our minds for a lifetime. The fishing rod isn't always a physical object. It's knowledge, it's a skill, it's a healthy habit, it's a strong mindset. So, the next time you're faced with a choice, think of the old man by the river. Are you reaching for the fish, or are you asking for the fishing rod? The answer to that question can define your future. Thank you so much for watching and for sharing this story with me. I hope it gave you some food for thought. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more stories and insights. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me about a fishing rod you've chosen in your own life. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and always choose the fishing rod.